Oh, goodness. Evening, everybody.
Hey.
As promised, we're live. And John and Jessica from their household, and me hanging out here in the McCall, Alabama, and they're down in Andalusia. How's everybody doing tonight?
We are doing good. We got a little rain this week. Got a little color. We were our muddy water was starting to clear up a little bit, and it got right back the way it was. And
good. Good.
Hey, you just gotta fish and whatever it serves you.
Old Ray's on here. What was Ray's nickname? I can't remember.
Sasquatch.
No. What do we call him? I can't remember. Something I can't remember.
Big Ray.
Big Fish Ray. I can't remember what we called him. Old Byron's on here. Surprised he ain't fishing. Him and Ray.
I have several names for Ray.
Oh yeah, Justin's got a lot of names for Ray.
Some of them you can't say on here.
Yeah, we can't say.
But you can't.
Big Ray's been running some guide trips.
I seen that. He's right there. I got a picture of his guide service there at Lake. He's been running some guides on Lake Lake. I seen him posting. Old Clinton Tyson, he's tuned in. Appreciate Clinton tuning in.
Clinton had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Clinton.
There you go, Clinton.
Was it today or yesterday? I can't remember. I think it might have been yesterday was Clinton's birthday. It was today or yesterday. I wished him a happy birthday.
There's old Matt. Matt tuned in from Lake Talcon. I talked to him on the phone yesterday. Chad Gillen, Scott Seals. Hey, he's always on here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. He said today's his birthday, Clinton.
Today, I knew. It was all running together. I knew. I woke up early this morning. I was like, dang on, I tell him happy birthday yesterday or today.
There's Mitch Blunt. He's always on here. We can count on Mitch coming in.
Happy birthday, Clinton Tyson.
Yeah, old Jessica. Old Buckmaster Property Group herself. She's tuned in here. You can count on her being on here, too. I appreciate Jessica tuning in. John and them must have had a phone call. I had to cut my phone off, as y'all can tell. I had to cut this thing off. It'll start ringing.
I got my watch on, and my other arm was hitting my watch and like pinging my phone. So, or my watch, my watch was pinging my phone.
You can't make that up. This is live. This is live.
That's a good way to start off.
Hey, I see Jessica. I didn't know what happened. Jessica's laughing. I never know what's happening.
Yes.
We were looking around trying to figure.
You can't slip. Hey, y'all, if y'all don't know this, you can't slip anything by Jessica ever. Like nothing. Nothing. Like absolutely nothing. Yes. Like
she. I guess me being in the military and not letting anything slip by, and
she does. She
cracking jokes about everything. Yeah, she doesn't let anything pass.
You don't miss the details at all. I promise you. Oh, Kobe said it's all happening in that cup. It's still early, Kobe.
Don't leave my cup alone.
Oh, yeah. Man, I will say this, guys, and I'm going to say this right off the bat. It is nice to be able to come to a platform like this with all this chaos going on in the news and all the negativity that just pisses you off. But you can come on this show and fellowship and talk about, a little stupid little fish and everybody have a good time. So I will say that because if you keep up with that negativity, man, it will piss you off. So we ain't going to talk much about it, but I appreciate each and every one of y'all being able to just get on here and just, hey, it's positive. We have fun and, talk about crappie, talk about whatever you want to talk about. But, just we don't get too political, but it will. You just like, this week in control, and hey, that's what we're going to do. So
that's right. Hey, this week we're going to be giving away a rod. We're not doing it right now, so get ready. Here in a little bit, we would appreciate you to post www.fishoutlaw.com. It'll be in a little while. Jessica's going to think of a number. We're going to pick someone here in a little while to win a rod. What's crazy, Shane, is Bill Lolly won the rod. And he wanted me to help him with his electronics. He drove all the way from Selma to here, and I didn't have the smart about me to remember to take him a rod. And I was like, no, I still got. We're gonna all right. So it's a good time to talk about CrappieKast count. Is the 1st of June, so we'll get to see. We'll get to see everybody again. We'll try to get that rod to him then. normally when people come and want me to help them with you know, their electronics is forward facing sonar. He wanted some help with side imaging, and that's all we did. We ran out there, and I said, I tell you what, there's a stump row right here. I said, by the time we get in this stump row, I said, I feel like you'll know what we're talking about. And that's what we did. And
Good.
had a good time. And it's good to help somebody that watches the show. And I feel like this weekend we went over on side images is going to help him in the future.
Oh yeah, man. People don't, people see that, then they're not sure. And then when they see it and y'all are in agreement, it just clicks all of a sudden like, hey, man, I've been seeing that. Or, hey, hold on just a second. And it's so funny. You're like, I didn't know what that was. And, it's just little details that you pick up. So,
Well, I took him across some stuff that's hard to see. Like you got like some poles in a bucket. And we've talked about this before. When you come by some poles in a bucket, like when I'm saying poles, it's just like poles sticking out of a 5-gallon bucket.
Right.
A lot of times you got to look for
that's not a lot of return. So that's a little.
Yes, you got to look for that bucket and then zoom in and say, whoa, I see a little. If there's no fish on it, especially, you got to really be looking for that bucket. And I found a lot of people's stuff just looking for a 5-gallon bucket and then zoom in on it and see that there's stuff sticking out of it.
That's good. That's good stuff. I mean, you can talk about it all you want on here until you actually see it with your eyes. Like Dennis is on here. Me and Dennis went out last Friday afternoon, and man, we didn't catch a lot of fish, but he's got a bullet bass boat that's set up unreal. I told you about it. And he's like, man, I want to make sure my stuff's set up. And I was like, buddy, you got the tools. You just need to spend some time behind it and go catch some fish. And I knew he had everything set up, and I said, hey, there's no doubt you got it set up. And now you just need to get, there's no fast way to really learn all that stuff, John. We talk about it all the time. You just have to get behind it,
Yeah.
Catch fish with it. So.
You find the fish with side imaging, and then you go back and catch them with forward facing. If you've got it to do it with, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's no different than it's a procedure. Anything you do in life, the more you do it and practice it and do it right, you're just gonna get better at it. So that's exactly right. Let's see who all tuned in. Oh, Bill Lolly's on here. Adam Acker, Nick Duchop. Oh, Mike Hill's on here. I talked to him yesterday. Mike's fixing to get him some lithium batteries. Let me tell you something about Mike. He's buying. He went really in deep checking on lithium batteries, telling me different kinds and stuff. I did not know anything about it. So I got a lesson in some lithium batteries because I didn't know there were so many different kinds. And, he's a detail type person. He went to text him. I was like, man, I had no idea. We got to talk about different kinds. But, hey, there's a lot of details, guys, before you buy lithium batteries from anyone you need to check into. So.
Yeah, he talked to me about it a good bit, and I told him that, customer service wise, I have never got any deal or anything on lithium battery. And I told him, with the eye on it, the customer service has been great with what you dealt with and what I've heard from other people. And I said, look, man, customer service is going to take you a long way because they put a hell of a warranty on these things now. And you got to wonder, we're kind of still early in the game of lithium batteries. You got to kind of wonder if they're going to back that up.
Yeah, exactly right.
Let's just say, I'm not going to say these people are going to do it. Let's just say Dakota, who came out, 4 years ago? Let's say they started out, they had that, 11, 12-year warranty?
Yeah, I think they got 11, just like.
All right, let's just say they fold a flag here in about 4 years. What good's that warranty going to do you that they offered you, and you're sitting there at 8 years on your battery? I mean, all that was a bunch of talk, at the beginning of the business. I'm not saying they're going to do that.
No, yeah, I mean, I know exactly.
I'm just saying that it's easy to give talk for 12 years down the road, and you might sell the company at a later date. So find somebody that's going to take care of you, and hear good things about them. Right now, heck, there's a lot of them getting in the game.
They're building a lot of batteries, man. And John,
but here's the deal: you can go on Amazon and buy some.
Oh yeah.
And you can buy an extended warranty through Amazon. So if it fails, you don't have to necessarily always deal with the company. You can buy that warranty through Amazon, and and deal with them as a added insurance policy.
Yeah.
Because goodness gracious, in today's game, let's say all my lithium batteries went out right now. Hell, that'd be an expensive trip to the store.
Oh man, hey, and I appreciate Clinton. He was talking about, he asked him if he wanted to do something for his birthday tonight. He said, "No, maybe tomorrow night I'm watching CrappieKast." That's good stuff, Clinton. Thank you, buddy. That's funny. But hey, I was talking to Corey Williams. Corey said I pulled the trigger on a 12-inch. He called me. He cut his transducer cable. He's like, "Man, I'm gonna send it to Joey, transducer doctor." And Joey's so busy. He's like 3 weeks out. And Corey does a lot of TikTok stuff. And he's Crappie Guru Live, and he does a bunch of it. I said, "Look, man, you're using the screen. You're gonna cry for a minute, but go buy you what you're talking about buying and go on, and be done with it." So heck, I'm glad Corey got him a big unit and a 34. He'll be hell now. He'll be down there giving him fish. He'll be giving them hell, I promise you. So let's see, man. I'm trying to see if I got any more questions. There's a bunch of people tuning in, asking questions. Thomas Fowler said he's headed to Camden tomorrow. Boy, I hope you catch something, Thomas. I'm ready for Miller's Ferry to make a turnaround. I promise you. It's been tough. They've got Alabama Crappie Trail there.
I see Travis is on here. Is Travis dialed in for this weekend?
No, I don't know if Travis is fishing or not. I really don't know.
What's this week?
The Crappie Masters at
Alabama Crappie Trail.
Alabama Crappie Trail.
Miller's Ferry down
at
Bridgeport.
Miller's Ferry. Yeah, gonna be at Miller's Ferry.
Yeah, there he is. He's saying, "Hey."
I don't know if he's saying hey because he's gonna be there or.
He said, "I'm dialed in on them midnights." He dialed in on them midnights at the paper mill, I guess. Oh, I understand, buddy. I feel you. Nick Kirkland said you started fishing the main rivers yet. You started fishing the main rivers, John? Have you started fishing any as far as the main? I know you fish a lot of lakes, but.
Well, I've been fishing, the lake, and 2 of the lakes I fish a lot. The fish have come back out to play.
That's what I'm saying. He called me. I talked to him. When did I talk to you, John?
Yesterday. I was on one of them, yeah. And then, so I've got I don't know, if you fish lakes enough, you'll start seeing indicators. Like, all right, so I'll say, if they get to this point here in another 2 weeks, they're going to be here, here, and here. So yesterday I fished the lake, and they were all over the wood again on it, but it happens sooner on it than it does the rest of the lakes. So today I went to another lake, and I checked some of those places that are normally indicators of it. They're coming back out from spawning, and they're just going to start stacking up on the wood, and things like that happen just like when they go back out to the river. So if you'll start making notes every year of what happens as indicators for the, say, all right, I remember when they came out to this point. Well, it wasn't long they were back out on the river ledge after that. So everything goes in cycles, and so what you want to do is start watching certain things happen, then come back in 2 weeks. Oh, this happened, stuff like that. I guess that's why everybody's like, well, them old timers said this would be the dogwoods will be blooming and this would happen. And well, you can do that now by saying, all right, I remember this stump right here. They came in on it, and then they moved back out to here. And they moved back out to here. Well, it happens the same way when they go in. So right now they're coming back out. So just look at those indicators, that you've seen in the past, and go from there. But I haven't been to the river to see if they're back out on the ledges. Here at the lake, in some of these lakes, they're moving back out to the brush piles, which should be a sign that they're going to move back out to the river ledges.
Oh yeah, that's exactly right. That's what Matt was asking too. As the water heats up, what do the crappie do? Will they go deep in the river channels like we have on Talcon? I mean, that's basically what you were just saying.
Oh, Nick had asked that question. He and I, we hunted together in Missouri several years ago.
Okay, that's what he's saying.
Sure did. Yep. Nick, get after them turkeys now.
I hear you.
He'll hunt them from daylight to dark.
Yeah, I was trying to say, why is Shiloh not fishing the Bama River? I talked to Shiloh the other day. He's got him a job. What is that he's doing exactly, John? It's an interesting job he's doing. It's seasonal, I know. But...
So Shiloh's got a job with the TVA up there at Gunnersville. They got a bad problem with that eelgrass. And Shiloh's on a piece of machinery that goes out and it scoops that eelgrass up, puts it in the bars, and they go dump it, out from the lake. And so he's doing that during the week. And they had qualified for the championship for the Alabama Crappie Trail Championship. So, they were already qualified for that. People that don't know, Shiloh's got a little baby on the way.
Yeah.
And he and Emmy do. So y'all know how that can change your schedule. So that and just sometimes it don't always work out for you to fish a bunch of different tournaments, but I'm sure that they're gonna try to come correct for that championship.
Yeah, so. He told me, hey, I got a few guide trips on the weekends. I'm working, and then we're gonna fish the championship. I guess it's at Logan Martin, right?
It is. It is this year.
That's what I thought.
We only fished one tournament, so we didn't qualify for it. Which we kind of hung our hats up on that tournament stuff, and we hadn't regretted it yet. But
Yeah. Bill Valentine's Peckerwood Slough. That's on Lay Lake, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
He said he caught some in some stuff. He caught 30 this morning. Good deal. Good deal. That's ain't nothing wrong with that. I promise you. It's fixed to get time. I know we talk about it every show, but John, you're always 2 weeks ahead, probably 3 weeks ahead of me up here. Sometimes it seems like. I mean, I know you said some of the lakes below you're a little bit,
It's kind of funny to me. The little lake I live on, these fish will stay in this dang grass forever, and they won't come back out. It'll be like one of the last lakes in the state before they move back out. It's the crazy. Each lake has its own personality. And,
it's crazy.
We went and fished down in Florida, and the past 2 weekends, and we would have sworn that they would have already gotten back into that summer stuff, that you would have thought they had been on. And really, it was not totally like that. It was it was really like almost like a transitional thing. They weren't really in the full going back out of the wood situation.
Right. Yeah, that's what I ran into in Demopolis. The Post Spawn, places had few fish, but there wasn't a lot of fish. And it could change any day, like you were saying. It could be, believe it or not. I mean, John can tell y'all more about it. I think the consistent warm days really starts putting these fish where the shad are going by, and and the fish are saying, hey, this is where we need to be. And do these, like I told you about Mitchell, John, like a bunch of little, 7-inch fish, do those bigger fish come push them out of the way, or they join them, or what do they do?
I mean, well, I don't know. I mean, if you can figure that out, you'll be a rich man. But
yeah, I don't know exactly the science behind it.
It's almost like those bigger fish follow the bigger bait, and maybe right now they hadn't moved back out, or I don't necessarily know what it is. Maybe you start getting that lower oxygen level over, toward the bank, and it pushes them back out in that deeper water. They got to move up, or the oxygen moves the crappie around a lot, and we talked about that a good bit before. But just got to go out and take a phone call. But I noticed that people are catching a lot more black crappie and males back out on woods. That lets you know in a lot of places that that
it's coming.
They're moving back out.
Right.
I want them to be back. All of them to be back out there, so you can just go lake to lake and do it.
Yeah, Scott D says roll tide this weekend when he walks across that stage.
I know it. We're super excited. I put on my old sweaty hat. Our oldest child is graduating with a 4.0 from the University of Alabama this weekend. That's quite an accomplishment, I think. And but we're excited about it.
Yeah. There's where Travis said he'd been. He said he had to go out on the big water and help his feelings. He said crappie fishing sucks.
I saw that.
Yeah.
He had a picture of a sea turtle or something.
Oh, yeah. My buddy, old Jake Brown, and them's out there. He caught a big yellow tuna last night. They're out there right now. So,
Okay.
they out there. Him and
you talking about Jake that does the decal?
Yeah, Jake Brown. Yep.
Don't be stingy on yellowfin fillets now.
He caught one last night. Sent me a picture of the sunset and the sunrise. He was on it. I guess he's still out there. I don't know how many days they go. They go out there a couple of days sometimes.
Well, when we did it, we'd leave out, and we'd leave out to be dark, and then come back as we'd go out, get out there at dark, and stay all night and do a bite, and then do the morning bite, and then come stay to the next night, and then come back. It was like forever. You'd be so tired. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, man. I can't.
Like
unless you go out there and wreck them.
Because you wanted to do two daylights out there, for the yellowfin,
Right. That's right. Let's see what Matthew Brady's talking about. Tell me your thoughts on this setup. He
can type.
Hey, he can type. He's a banker. That's who my boat's financed with right there. Is Matthew Brady at West Alabama Bank right there in Marion. Tell me your thoughts on this setup. Garmin 106, Garmin 93 SV live scope. He's got a hole 32, like I do. All linked together so that waypoints and sonars are shared between the units. Will come with perspective mount and 0-degree mount for live scope. Wire with marine grade 10-plated copper wire with master shutoff in the back compartment. Looking at this boat this weekend and want to know your thoughts if you have time. That sounds like he's set up to me.
Yeah. I'd probably put 106 up front for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually, you're going to have to upgrade your transducer because they're not making those 32s anymore.
That's right. I'm going to break down and buy me one here, son, to myself.
Yeah, if you start noticing it starts losing some, some of its power, or it's getting a little, not as clear, you're going to have to upgrade it. But something he didn't mention in his text, I'd look at what battery they got running all that, because that's going to pull a lot of power.
Yeah. That's Matthew. Some people have starting to buy these smaller lithiums and no-co chargers just to. Neil's got a battery up front of his, buddy. I don't know how many amp hours it is, but it does well.
I see he's talking about a 0-degree mount. I don't know if he's talking about that on a pole.
Yeah, I don't know if it's on the pole or the
or what trolling motor he's got. If it's on the trolling motor, he needs to make sure it's out in front of the trolling motor so it's not hitting the the actual motor and giving him a bad picture on it close in.
Right,
brother. Sometimes it's go look at it, but I definitely take it out in the water and play with it.
Yeah, exactly. Make
Matthew.
Make sure the unit doesn't have any spots in it, Matthew. Make sure you got enough voltage. That all helps sales. If he's got it set up, man, hey, if it's all set up, good, go with it.
Shane, I had a terrible thing happen to me over the weekend. We got back from Seminole. We got on the pontoon boat. We went out, and I saw this boat cutting out across the lake. And it was not a motor on the transom. And it was like I think about a 14.5, 15-foot aluminum boat. And I said, skint back.
Tell this story. This is good stuff.
All right, so, me, our pontoon boat's got a 175 on it. So I go chasing after this boat. I was like, I've got to see what's going on. But he had a rope, like he was riding a horse, and had a rope, and he's holding on with a loop and a rope and cut across the lake, going probably 45, 50 miles an hour. And so I said, well, the way he's going, there's a dam up there. He can't get away from it. I got to go check him out and just see I wanted to see what he was running.
Right.
So finally, we get about halfway to the dam, and here he comes skinting back on the way back. Well, he's had to pass another boat in a narrow stretch. And I just stopped my boat, throw my hands up in the air, and I said, I wave him down, and he stops, and he loops around me. He said, something wrong? I said, no. I said, I want to check this unit out. And he said, He said, "Oh my gosh!" He said, "This happened to me several times." It's a jet. They call them jet johns. It's got a like a jet drive from a Sea-Doo motor in it,
Right.
in a John boat, and it's coming out the back. I mean, it didn't draft any water. You can go in like very little water, and he told me it's a 160 horsepower engine in like a 14.5 foot aluminum boat. And man, I don't know. I'm thinking I gotta have one of them with a Ultrex and a live scope.
Yeah, because John, you were telling me there's some dams and stuff that you can't get to.
Yeah. There's some places I can't get to, so I'm thinking that I need one to get up there.
Hey, we've all done. Hey, we've done stupider stuff.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I guarantee you we have. But what John's talking about, a flat bottom with a Sea-Doo motor put in it.
Yes. They call them jet johns.
Yeah, what kind of, I forget what kind of motor that is Sea-Doo has in it. It's induction something, but hey, them things, as long as you don't run in a bunch of lily pads or sand, you gone.
Oh, I got it. It's been bad since I saw it.
Yeah, you've been thinking about it, I guarantee you.
Yes.
Let's see what else we got going on. Matthew, you can call me, buddy, and tell me what all that stuff is. And hey, I'll tell you, I promise you, me and John's been staring at that silly stuff for, I guess, close to 4 or 5 years. How long, John? I don't even know.
I think for me, October might be 5 years.
Yeah, I knew you're a year ahead of me, probably. So that's a lot of hours, man. A lot of hours. Mike said we would never make any salesman because we tell the truth. He said, hey, there's no sense in apologizing, Mike.
You'd be surprised, Mike, at the money that I've saved people.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Just being honest with them about what to buy, and then I said, don't make the mistakes I made. Do it right the first time.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They're like, well, I could have bought a 10 or a 12, but I bought the 9. Well, if you can't, your budget's not able to buy a 10 or 12, hey, I understand. So, let's see, Bill Valentine. Anybody ever use Richardson Electronics? I'm thinking about buying a Ghost and a new live scope. That's who sponsors Logan Johnson. They up there at Smith Lake. He's been on the show talking about the crank for bank stuff. Bill, I ain't heard anything bad about those guys. So, hey, if you're up that way, go with it, man. I would not even, if I heard anything bad about it, I wouldn't even click on your comment, Bill, to be honest with you. We don't want to talk negative about anybody, but I haven't heard anything bad about them. They sponsor Logan Johnson, great guy, crappie guide up on Smith Lake, and he fishes the bass tour. So, hey, I go see him. Let's see, Scott Seals. John, do you ever find a big blackfish hold under a steel jig for a period of time up to 30 seconds, then hammer it? Seems
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely. They'll get totally upside down under that thing and just sit there. And you know what? I say, all right, buddy, I can outweight you.
Yeah.
So I've got one lake in particular. They'll do it. And what's so funny about it, they'll come up there and swipe at it one time and then sit up under it.
Right.
Like they're saying, all right, I just made a pass at you. And then they'll just sit up under that jig and sit up under it. And I'll just sit there, and they'll be right there in front of the boat. I'm sitting there with a little 5-foot pole, just sitting there holding it. And I said,
yeah.
Especially
I know eventually, John, I noticed it big time when that fish, when your jig's sitting there and that fish starts indexing, look, and you're like, hey, what are you doing, buddy? And it's like he's going to get cross-eyed on it. And you'll see his little old side fin start, and then all of a sudden, it's gone. You're like, oh, he hit it, Especially Grenada, where y'all go over the spring in that muddy water, y'all run into a bunch of that.
Well, what he's talking about is in blackfish doing for 30. I've seen them do it for 30 seconds, and I'll just like Jessica's the world worst. She's like, I can't stand it anymore. I'm just going. I'm gonna cast again. I'm like, no, just leave it alone. He's gonna eat it. And then sure enough, eventually he was like, his head space and time to get right. And just.
Oh yeah.
We're talking about how those fish just get right up under the jig and sit there.
I can hear Jessica.
She made it back in. Oh, she got work stuff going on.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Like we just talked about, Jessica, it don't shut off, does it, babe?
No.
It does not. Let's see. I'm glad Chip said some of this. Talk a little bit about the 16-volt batteries for live scope. If it gets a clear picture versus the converter y'all talked about several weeks back. Dale Johnson, that owns Trolling Motor Medic, right there outside of Tuscaloosa. I think Powerhouse Lithium. They make a 16-volt battery. He told me he ordered a bunch of them. And like John and I said, Chip, we were talking about it. I guess it was it last week or this week? Last week, wasn't it, John?
Yes.
We were just talking on the phone. Your black box will max out at 32 volts. Isn't that right, John?
I think that's correct. Yes.
And your screen maxes out at what? Is it 20 or 16? What is it?
The screen is lower, so you can blow your screen out and use some of those high voltage
right
apparatuses.
The only way, Chip, we and John discussed this, the only way we can give you an honest opinion if we get a hold to one of them 16 volts. I've talked to Dale about getting one just to say, hey, man, I see a little clearer. That way we can give an honest opinion about it. But I haven't seen one. I haven't been on a boat with a 16 volt. You haven't either, have you, John?
Yeah, I have.
Did you? I haven't been on one. So.
Hey, did you see Stacy Joe's on here?
Where's she at? Where's she at?
She said hi and
looky there. Oh, Stacy Joe.
You still got to come fishing.
Yeah, they're fixing to go over and start wrecking them over in Grenada. Her and old Steven. Sure enough. They're good folks, man. What is the name of her place? Because y'all, what is the name of the place over there they rent? Because I don't want to say it wrong.
Slabbing Cabin.
Slabbing Cabin. I couldn't remember. That's the name of it. Because y'all's is the Slab Shack. I get all the slab stuff.
Yeah. Oh, they have one of the most beautiful places you can stay at in Grenada. It's absolutely amazing.
Slabbing Cabin.
From the floor of the ceiling. That's the nicest way to. I mean, like the detail they went into the cabinets, to the sinks, to the island, to the floor. I mean, everything about it's amazing.
There it is. That place is amazing. I mean, seriously, the bad thing about it, when you go over there, you're spending so much time on the lake, you can't really take it all in, the place. But
yes,
I talked to Steven about it, a few times, and they got a real nice place over there. But I don't know how booked up they are in the summer. But hey, you message that lady right there, she will get you hooked up. Because hey, it's June, July, August. It's on over there. So, appreciate Stacy tuning in.
Shane, so we went back down to Florida this past weekend, went fishing.
That's right. Here we go. We went to Seminole. Let's talk about. I've heard stories. I want to.
So I went down Friday early, and it was tough. The wind, the meteorologist lied again about the wind, and I got out there, and it wasn't what they said it was. It was starting to blow already. And the fish weren't where they were the weekend before. In the mass quantities they were before, but ended up getting a limit the first day. And I told Jessica, I said, we're not gonna be able to fish in that timber on Saturday because the timber there comes all the way up to the surface of the water when you're in it. So I knew with a 15 mile an hour wind, 15, 18 mile an hour wind, it was going to be rolling out there where we wanted to fish. So I said, well, that Friday, I said, I'll do a little side image and find some stuff on the ledge, some stumps on the ledge. I found some fish, that were on stumps on the ledge. And I said, we'll be able to fish those, it'll still be rough, but we'll be able to fish them and not shove a hole through the bottom of our boat, in the timber. Sure enough, got out there next morning, it was already rolling, white capping.
White capping, the trolling motor was coming all the way out of the water and slamming down. It was.
Oh, that place gets crazy, man.
Yes. So I'd get lined up. I had the trolling motor set on 5.5, and I'd never take my foot off the gas or the pedal. It was going the whole time. Trolling motor come out of the water, whoosh. You lose your whole live scope picture because, of course, the transducer's coming out of the water. Right. So I told her, I said, look, when it lands, you got to make your cast. So we'd land the front of the boat, and she'd cast on the stump, and, she'd see it again. I said, all right, you about lined up. Just keep reeling. Then I'd cast.
That's funny. You're just catching a glimpse every time it hits.
So I told her, I said, look, if we were to get 25 today, I'd be totally happy in what we're fishing in. Because, I mean, you got the whole trolling motor coming out of the water, riding just white cappers. And so we did pretty good. I think we ended up with 21 that day in that situation. And it was so bad, she started getting seasick on me. She said, we got to go.
I got my rag and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, she waved a white rag and we ran up in the river.
Hey, Neil's my strategist when we go crappie fishing, and I was talking to him. He's already done found. We're headed to Seminole Saturday early. He done found what ramp we're gonna put in and places. He's already strategizing for us. But like the ramp we'll put in at Sneed, if that wind's blowing out of the southwest, it's dangerous, man.
Yes.
It is rolling, so you have to be careful out there, guys. Pay attention to the wind. I mean, obviously, like John isn't used to doing it, but those conditions there are crazy, man.
But the biggest thing is if it's rolling like that and you got some 1.5, 2 foot rollers like that, do not get in that timber. Do not get in that timber because you can shove a hole in the bottom of your boat. I mean,
yeah, Tommy said it was miserable. He was there with you, so he was there with you. So Rob Thumper Rider, he was down there too.
Oh,
but,
we had some people comment about ask questions on Messenger about what we've been fishing with down there.
Yeah.
And this is it right here.
Oh yeah, there you go. There it is.
That's that orange and chartreuse.
What's it called? Say the real name.
Creek and Jessica call it candy corn.
There it is. There's the name of it.
And then that's the jig head with the wire keeper.
That's the limits tackle jig head, right?
Yes, it is limits tackle. That jig head and that wire keeper are very handy. But that plastic, believe it or not, you don't have to have that wire keeper. It's hard enough that you can actually just have a smooth shaft and use that plastic on a smooth shaft without any kind of keeper. Right. You might have to slide it up after 15, 20 fish and slide it up after that, but you gonna catch 30 fish on that one plastic.
Is that that John Anderson song "Blow Blow Seminole Wind"? Is that where it's from, or it's from down?
I don't know. Them son of a gun.
I just say we posted
that.
It comes on every time we're fishing there.
Every time we're fishing there, I think Pandora is like screwing my head or something. I don't know.
John Anderson, boy, I used to wear him out back in the day, boy. I haven't thought about that song since until you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, every time we're down there, it comes on.
Kim Randolph's talking about Lake Seminole, reminding her of Gunnersville Lake. It gets crazy up there too. Gunnersville dangerous. Seminole gets, I don't know, man. It's hard to explain.
I felt so bad. Tommy and Kim, they were out there on the lake and fishing, and he's like, "Y'all about ready to go eat?" And I said, give me a minute. And
they might have got a phone call. They'll be back. There they are.
Sorry about it. So Tommy and Kim were out on the lake, and I said, "Yeah, let's go eat," and hell, we go to the restaurant. We're sitting there waiting on them to order. Finally, I called him and said, "Where y'all at? Y'all broke down or something?" He said, "I was waiting on you to come get us. I didn't know how to get to the restaurant." I said, "Oh, man."
Yeah, they forgot. Hey, did y'all go to the restaurant we all went to?
Yes. We got our little routine. We go out there and fish and then go up in there and get.
What's the name of that place, John?
Pops.
Pops, that's it. I remember the way in there, but I've only been in there one time. But I've been up past Byron's place a couple times. So, look at here. Old Rob said, "Thank you guys for what you do. Been a subscriber for a while. Enjoy your show. I fish at my place at Lake of the Pines in East Texas." Boy, he's right in the middle of it right there.
Man.
I imagine them blackfish are piled on them trees out there right now.
You can get some all over there.
I seen Tommy Ezel post. He was going to get his little short rod out earlier this week.
Man, Rob, next year when we do our little tour, we might have to holler at you about
that's on the radar, ain't it?
Yes, Lake of the Pines for sure.
Yeah, let's see. Travis said Ryan Guns with Team Fishmaster is tying a wedge tail jig. I'll check it out.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I know Ryan right there down there in Camden. Yeah, Ryan, send us some, buddy. We'll check them out. I know they catch fish because I see I see Travis and man, my mind's going blank all the time here. Post about them. I'm trying to think. Mark Bolden. He posted some also. So now I got it out. So let's see what Tommy said. For some reason, my trails on my maps got deleted from where we went to. I remember Tommy saying this. His Solix, his trails deleted off his Solix from the last time we were down there, John.
That they will do that every so many hours. So like if you're ever gonna run somewhere like that, like I've got a trail for Grenada. I was way up on the schooner side at Grenada, and Richard Falk was up in there, and
Yeah.
Richard come by and we just shooting the crap, and he said, "I'm about to leave out of here. I'll holler at you." I said, "Hey, I want to follow you out because the lake was down, and they have been drawing the lake down." I said, "I'm going to follow you out, Richard, and make me a trail." He said, "Ain't no problem." So if you ever know somebody that can run a lake and you want to follow them, what you can do is you get right dead behind them, and about every 5 seconds you hit your waypoint, and you'll have you a trail so you can run an area,
That's a great idea.
in somewhere. So I've got, like at Grenada, I got a good trail going way up in the schooner when it was down. And
so to hit them, you can treat them just like buoys, I guess you'd say.
You can, yeah.
Channel markers. That's a great. I never thought of that, John. You don't have to worry about them being deleted, even if your trails are.
Yeah. Oh, Shane, I was talking to somebody earlier today. He was asking me about colors on a lake, and the particular lake he was talking about. I said, "Man, I'm not a big color person." And I said, "Let me tell you what makes a difference on that lake to me is I find out what the visibility of that fish can see on that lake. So like I'll make those first couple casts and it might be 4 feet above the fish. And if I have one come up or not come up, I say, all right, that's not deep enough over the fish. So I'll get down there and I'll drop it down another foot. So until I get a couple fish that's coming off that pile at, say it's 3 feet of visibility.
Right.
So then I realize, all right, so they can see at 3 feet. Those fish that shoot up way up off of it and come up there to it and eat it from 3 feet are more likely going to eat. So if you go to like casting over a pile and you're putting it right above them and then they come, they chase, a lot of times you made it too easy for them. So if I see they can see it from 3 feet, I'll start out and run it 3 feet above them, 3 feet above them, then I might drop down 2.5 feet above them. Those fish that are run way up and get it, more than likely are going to eat.
They're the hot fish.
If you drag, and then eventually you got to get closer and closer to the pile or to the fish, and to get them to pay attention to it, you'll get those hot fish, the ones that can see it and come off of it at the furthest distance and catch those easier because that's the hottest fish. That's just something I thought about when I was talking to somebody on the phone earlier.
Yeah. You never,
don't jam
last September. That's what we done. You remember
that? Jam them up. Don't jam them up from the get-go. Don't put it at 6 inches above them from the start. Start above them and, make those hotter fish come get it.
Especially if you got, the wind ain't hopping you out of the water and you got a chance to make several casts to it,
If you've got 20, 30 fish on a brush pile, don't jam them up from the start.
I got you. Matt Robinson's asking, either you ever fished Lake Hardin or know anyone that has. I don't know where Lake Hardin is.
They have a lot of tournaments. I think the Crappie USA always starts there every year. I have not fished it personally.
Me neither. I don't even know. To be honest with you, I don't know where. Is it in Georgia or Alabama?
I think it's right in the edge of.
Is it like Wadowee up that way? Hardin, Wadowee up that way somewhere?
I think it's over on the Georgia line.
I got you. Maybe, hey, man, Matt, if I can find some information out, maybe somebody on the show will help you because I sure don't know, man. I don't know at all. Let's see. I know some other questions. Oh, right. Oh, Tommy was asking after a certain time, do the trail delete? Is that what they do? Just over a period of time?
Yes, they do. It's a certain amount of hours. You'll get a message sometimes that'll say your current track's about to be deleted.
I know. Right.
And then it started over.
I got you. Corey said it's near Columbus, Georgia. Okay.
Yeah, I knew it was right on the line over there.
So that's south a little bit, isn't it? Yeah. It's on the Chattahoochee about 2 hours. There's Byron. It's on the Chattahoochee about 2 hours north of Lake Eufaula. Okay.
Yep.
I have seen it now. Now Scott Williams, you fished it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For years, that's where the Crappie USA, that'd be their
Scott
first.
Williams was on here earlier. Yeah, that's where it is.
That would be the Crappie USA's first tournament every year.
Now I know where it is, man.
Yeah. All right. So Mike's asking about tracks being saved. Yeah, you can save your track. All right. So if you go in and I want to say like you go into navigation, you can save your track, the one that's current, and when you do that, it'll make instead of like a solid red line on Humminbird, it'll make a little dot line, and you can see a past track. So yeah, you can save what you've done in the past.
There it is. Everybody's answering. That's Bitch Blunt said Lake Harding is where I won my first Crappie USA tournament and got second place this year. Okay. It's in his wheelhouse then right there. There's your fella right there.
Shane Freeze. Somebody
Oh,
call Shane.
I'm coming back now. I have no idea what in the world that is.
All right.
Hope they can still hear me. It went nuts for some reason.
All right. Rod giveaway.
We're live. This is what happens, I guess.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear Jessica?
I don't know what it's doing, guys. Y'all stay with me.
Hey. Can you hear us, Shane? Hello. Might leave and come back.
Hope y'all can still hear me, guys. There you go.
All right.
There we are. Well, I don't know what happened. It went nuts.
Okay.
Kim must have already said it. I bet Jessica must have already said it. There y'all go.
Yes.
But I hadn't said a number yet.
All right. So,
oh, good. That's fine. Hey, that's fine. Hey, the
number
show's
12.
Go off.
Number 12.
Number 12. We had to go out and come back in. Shane's done froze up again.
I don't know what it's doing. I guess it's the internet acting crazy. You said number 12. Let me refresh
Number
this
12.
thing. Make sure we're on here good. I want to be fair about this thing. I've hit it twice. Number 12.
I'm going to start calling it two dogs. Hung up.
Again. What are you doing, stupid internet? Hey, they don't want my redneck butt calling them. Hey, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Ashley
11.
went on blast. Ashley went on blast.
Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let me count again. It looks like I got a winner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There it is, Bert Suttle right there, number 12.
Bert?
I know Bert.
Let me write it. What's his name?
Bert, B-E-R-T, Suttle.
Okay.
Man, I was getting cross-eyed there trying to. There's some comments mixed in there, so I had to get it. Congratulations, Bert.
Hey, what's funny about it is you got your glasses on. Everybody can see you counting in your glasses. You're like, 1, 2.
Hey,
because the reflection.
I want to be fair as I can be. Congratulations, Bert, man. I want to do it right. For sure. Oh, man, that's funny.
I told Ashley
she's getting a special rod.
Yeah, we're bringing Ashley a rod with some signatures on it. After we go to Tim's wedding, we're gonna have so many signatures on Ashley's rod. Ashley
Ooh.
has tried hard to get a rod. God.
Oh, goodness. Tommy said, will y'all please give Ashley Ford a crappie pole? Oh, that's funny. It's just not meant to be. There we go. Oh, let's see. Where am I at? I seen a question on here I need to get back to. I like confusion. I have no idea what happened. Still don't know. Oh, let's see. Matthew Doggett. Y'all have any trouble with this new Garmin update? My focus is terrible no matter where I set it. I haven't updated in a while. When's the last time you updated, John?
Mine's up to date. I don't ever mess with focus. I never mess with the focus at all. Shane likes he messes with focus. I don't.
I got it set on 145 and hadn't touched it since.
I do not touch it. I'm done.
Oh man, I appreciate everybody sharing all that, but it was turmoil. I looked up and I seen it start rolling.
Yeah, the new update's messing with a lot of people. It's making some people's screen swim, like the bottoms up and down.
Oh, really?
Up and down. So people had to manually, set their pitch angle and stuff like that, turn AHARS off, and that's happened to a lot of people. I've had a lot of phone calls about that. We personally have not. It did it the other day. One time I zoomed way out looking for stuff, and it made it do it. And I turned it off, turned it back on, and it didn't do it anymore. But I think that they've realized whatever they did with this latest update has made some people have that issue. So I look for another one coming soon. I'm not always saying that their updates always fix stuff. Some of them mess up stuff. I went to a tournament and did one right before it, and it was terrible. We couldn't see anything from like 21 feet in. So sometimes they're not always great. Sometimes they fix a lot of good things that need to
They
be
will fix it. The Garmin will fix it. You have to be patient. But hey, I heard a little rumor tonight when I was on the phone with a fella that they're fixing to come out with a Generation 2 live scope transducer. I meant to tell you that before the show.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I was like, huh? And I thought he was talking about the XR, but he said no, a Gen 2. I was like, oh. So hey, hopefully they are. So, but hopefully they'll fix the bike, like Mike says. Hopefully they fix that update. The one we done several years ago, John, that it messed. Woo, it was bad. I can't remember even what it was.
Yeah, it was the first time they put color limit. Color limit.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes. Man, that sucks, man. He said his was perfect. Then he updated it and the beam stitch went to trash, man. Chris Zell wants to know, I run a force trolling motor. Chris, you're welcome to message me or text me or call me. If you're fixing to buy one, I'll tell you about what I do with mine, and I sure will. But yeah, I guess hopefully they'll come out. When I haven't updated my unit, that I don't think I have. I don't remember doing it. John ain't updated it, so John would do it for me if I did, probably. So John or Tommy, for sure.
Me and Tommy are Shane's tech support.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly right. We had to go back and forth downloading mine. My other unit before I got this 16. Tommy sure did. Tommy figures it out. He's like John. He's gonna figure it out. He's gonna sit there and work on it until he figures it out.
Well, you just have to go through a lot of different troubleshooting a lot of times.
Oh yeah, I bet they come out with a fix pretty quick for it. If it's messed people, if it's got the bottom stitching and everything, I bet it won't be long. Yeah, that's a great tip, John. They're like Apple products. Let everyone else work out the bugs before you update. That's a great tip too, John. For sure. Let's see, man. I hope I didn't miss any question. I got to laughing at Ashley cutting up on here. She wants that pole. She wasn't even close this time, though. Normally she's one before or one after. She was on down the line, so she'll be glad that she was down the line.
She probably had it timed out. We just had a glitch.
She might have been. If I had went off the air and come back, I don't know what was going on the internet. It had some little thing flashing. I thought we were done, so I'm thankful it came back. Lord.
I went all the way out and came back in. I didn't know.
Well, that's what I did. I went all the way back out and came back in too, and it let us jump back in the live. Thank God. I didn't realize we could do that. I was kind of panicking. Clinton wants to know, what does the updates fix? Never updated.
The main thing they're working on is the stitching.
Yeah.
People call them different things. I say lenses, or there's 3 beams that shoot, and they're always trying to make those like as tight as possible, so you don't have any gap in between those 3 views, or 3 different lenses, I should say, not views. That's the best way I know to explain it.
Right. Man, what is Kobe talking about? Anyone use the VX maps from Humminbird?
Got me on this one, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, Kobe. I'm not up to date on that. I've still got the old Lake Master. Thing about where I fish, Kobe, it's all red anyway, because them lazy suckers didn't map nothing.
Yeah, man.
They say the stump, they say the stump kept on driving.
Humminbird's terrible. I mean,
they really are. You hate to say that because we run them. The side scan's awesome. The map's awesome.
I'm saying their maps are terrible. I mean,
yeah,
they would go by a slough. They're like, ooh, I might scratch my boot. I'm not going in there, because I mean, there's some sloughs that they could have gone in are deep as crap, way up in there.
Well, oh yeah, I wish they would say, hey Shane, can you go with me? I sure can, buddy. Tommy says he has them, so there you go, Kobe. One of my good buddies has it right there. So I wouldn't. Tommy keeps up with that. I wouldn't know. Tommy's down there in Florida, which they'll map, believe it or not. But you go down there, Miller's Ferry, red, red. But John, you can record your own depth. John showed me that, but you don't get to record too much. I don't know.
But you can buy that Auto Chart Zero Lines card, and you can map for days on that thing.
Okay.
So they make a card, like if you go somewhere that's not mapped, you put that card in there and you go to Auto Chart Live, and it'll map all that to that card, so you can make your own mapping card.
Right. Yeah. Tommy said that the Humminbird maps have the stumps marked at Talcon, but not Lake Seminole. Huh.
That is true. And Tommy just told me that this past weekend after I hit some. Last time I was at Talcon, I smoked the stump.
Hey, Lake Seminole, son, you can be a pulpwooder real quick down there. I talked to a buddy of mine.
I'm more comfortable on Seminole than I am Talcon, because at least
Talcon, I've gotten where I can run it a little bit, but hey.
At least Seminole has boat lanes. Talcon, they just say, all right, get her done, boys. Just get after
it. My buddy Chris Hoadley's got a nice Triton boat with a 250 on it. I talked to him today. He works with us, and I said, man, you fishing this weekend? He said, yeah, I'm not in my boat. I was like, damn, what you done did? He said, he was running down there by the coal chute and hit a log with a cable wrapped around it, had it pulled under about 2 foot.
Wow.
And I was like, are you kidding, man? He said it sheared his foot off, $15,000 worth of damage. I was like, man, that's just bad luck there.
Shane, we had a boathouse that had been leaning on our lake like for years, like totally like leaning at probably like a, I don't know, 25, 30 degree angle. It finally let loose. There was a boat in it, and I guess they were scared to get it out on a lift. The whole boathouse finally fell over. One of the walls came off. It's in the lake. The boathouse is underwater. The boat is underwater. Damn shit show. But anyway,
that's what it. John, I get frustrated looking at people's places on the lake that's growed up, and I know people pass away and all that stuff. You get down there, it's growed up. The boathouse is caving in. You're like, hey man, sell it for $1 if you're not going to take care of it. Hell, Cause I'm like you. You hate to see it as an eyesore. As much as, somebody running over it, and you can see when them high dollar ski boats come up through there and wedge up under that thing. Whew.
For sure.
Let's see. Yeah, Scott Seals says, I put a Humminbird up front for mapping, but I don't need to buy a card.
It's going to come with some base maps on it, Scott. If you want some real detail, you're going to need to get a Navionics and Humminbird card. The problem we have here, and we're kind of rural, is some of our lakes are mapped with Navionics, some of them mapped with Humminbird. I've been out to Lake D'Arbonne before, and I can't remember. I can't remember if Humminbird doesn't have it mount. I'm pretty sure if the Lake Master card doesn't work on Doorbone, you have to have Navionics. If I'm not badly mistaken. So if you're going to travel and go fishing, you're going to need some of both. You're going to need both cards.
I think the reason why you need a card, John, where you can color code the depths, that's the biggest advantage to me. I mean,
Yeah,
that helps me a lot.
That in detail.
Right.
If you look at those base maps, they're kind of generic. They're not. It's not going to give you those 2 foot contour lines in between them. It's going to be like, hey, it's 20 here, 15 over here.
It's going to be displaced a lot further than stepping.
Right.
I got you. I see what you're saying. That lets you know if you want to spend that $150 on that Lake Master card there, Scott, for sure.
Yeah, and guys, I'm gonna tell y'all something. With the Lake Master card, you can buy it. And they've got one that's supposed to be like the intelligent card, where you can put in the time of the year and what you're fishing for and all that crap. Don't waste your money on that mess. I bought one and I punched all that stuff in before. I'm like, okay, I'll just try it. I go out there and I'm like, I paid an extra $100 for something that I don't. It's a gimmick.
Oh yeah.
You do better just listening to people that know what they're talking about fishing or whatever, and doing your own research.
Yeah. Hey, what it does and don't do, then form your own opinion. That's. But hey, money. The way money is now, man, you don't. Everybody spends a lot on fishing, so if you can talk to somebody that's bought it or had experience with it, save you some money, or just get their opinion. Because if you talk to several people, they're all not going to tell you a story about it. They're going to be, hey, this is this is that. But hey, I'm like with John. You think you want to be at the top of the technology. You want to be right there with it. But like we were talking about 16-volt batteries, I can't give you opinion on it till I run it on my boat. Then I can say, hey man, this is what I seen, or this is what I didn't see.
So, talking about those batteries, constant power is the biggest thing. You don't want fluctuation. So, like, you don't want. Here's a good example. So, you got everything run off your cranking battery, and you go to let your trim up and down at the front of your boat, and it makes your voltage drop on your graph, right, and you can physically see it. Then your stuff's not, getting true power. So right, if you say you're up there looking at your Garmin live scope screen, and you're like, oh, I want to trim my motor up from the front of the boat, and you got 12.7 and she drops to 12.3, you're having voltage drop and your graph's having to adjust to that. That's not true. That's not like true power. You want whatever you do on the boat, like you want to keep that 12.7 to stay 12.7 or 13.1 or whatever it is. That's true power.
I got you.
And then you also can measure from the battery to wherever your power cord is. So stab your battery wherever it's at. And so you got 13.1 at the back of the boat, and stab that power cord at the front of the boat. You want to be within 0.1 or 0.2 volts at the front. And that lets you know that you haven't got a bad splice or a butt connector or something like that.
I ran into that before. We have on my boat, John.
Yeah,
I had some different kind of wire on my boat, and I went to Grenada. I told John, this thing's dropping as I'm watching. He goes, man, go back there. And the wire at my battery was breaking down.
Yeah.
It really was. And I was like, well, I'm getting rid of this stuff. So
we chased it for a minute, but it was, found it and fixed it.
It was a wiring thing, exactly. It was breaking down, I guess, from the heat from the battery. When you're putting the wires in a boat, guys, don't go cheap. I promise you, don't do it. I mean, hey, do your research. Call somebody if you're doing it yourself. There's a lot of good people out there that tell you information about it. Wiring's important. As anything, having breakers is important. And you want to maximize. If you're spending that money, guys, what John's telling you, want to maximize everything you got. You want to be able to get the best picture, best voltage. That way, hey, this is what I'm seeing. And this is what they'll be consistent. You don't want to get up there and say, oh, man, I can see my jig great. And then the next time, well, without, not unless there's, like John says, particulates in the water, that affects your picture. But if it's the same all the time, you want to maximize it. I promise you, because people spend a lot of money on this thing, and you want to get down there when you get on the water. You want that thing rolling. So.
Yeah, you just don't want anything to pull your voltage down and manipulate your picture. Is the biggest thing. Just keep a steady voltage, if you can.
That's right. I've seen those connectors. Clinton saying y'all seen those solder heat shrink wire connections. I've seen those where you heat them up and.
Oh yeah, they got some with grease in them now.
It's got dielectric grease in them, right?
Dielectric grease in them. Yeah.
Hey, that might be the way to go, guys. I mean, heat shrinking and all that stuff. I mean, if you want to share them on here for sure. I remember you talking about that one a couple shows back, John. So, well, hours blow by. It's already past 8 o'clock, man. A lot of information on this show. I appreciate John and Jessica sharing it and telling us their fish tales. And hopefully I'll be able to tell when their son's graduating this weekend. So they'll be in T-Town. Congratulations to him.
This will be our 3rd weekend away from the house. We're going to be, when we get done with this little span, we'll be gone. 8 weekends. We're going to be ready for a daggum break.
I understand.
When it's all over with, after CrappieKast camp and everything.
Hell yeah, June the 1st, CrappieKast camp. You follow Lake. So we're going to be down there. That's going to be fun, man. A guy asked me today, he's like, hey, man, I need some fish. And I sent him a picture of all those people in that. I said, man, we just got through with this, and I didn't have any of them. Tommy helped me out. So it's going to be a minute. And Tommy gave me all the fish that I brought besides what Bill brought. And I said, hey, man, I'm trying to stock up now. So we hadn't decided what ramp yet, Clinton. We'll decide that. We got a little bit to talk about it. So I know Chris and John all get together, and it's going to be fun. Chris said we can have it at his place. He's got a big old pole barn out there. Going to have some fun again. But let's get off here and let everybody spend time with their family, because I'll sit here and blab, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you, John and Jessica. Y'all hang out. We'll see y'all next Thursday.
All right, buddy.
Bye, y'all.